Hello, everyone. You are live with Johnathan Maness, aka the One-Leg Bandit, and everyone knows the journey that we've been on. We've been trying to grow small business, lift small business up, and of course, I have Maness Veteran Medical that brings the highest quality products to the VA that is out there. So we're growing on both fronts. But today, I am about to have an excellent talk with Miss Dana Mantilia. I'm sorry. She is the CEO of Identron, and she is about to tell everyone her story about being a woman-owned small business and just, overall growth. And the more stories we can let you know and let everyone out there know that you can start something today and be successful, that's what it's all about. Now, everybody has to put in their blood, sweat, and tears, no matter what way it is. But we definitely want to just spur small business and lift everyone up. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Dana now and let her introduce herself.
Hi there.
Dana, go ahead and let everyone know, what you have going on, and tell everyone a little bit about your company, please.
Sure, yes. So my name is Dana Mantilia, and my company is Identity Protection Planning, and Identron is our identity theft protection product. So just for a little clarification. So how I got started in this was I wanted to offer identity theft protection as a product to some of our clients, and couldn't find anything out there that was suitable. So I got together with a software company in California, and we created Identron. So it monitors credit, it does dark web scans, has an AIG insurance policy if there is any kind of issue, and a restoration center. And after we were done with that, we created platforms so other people could offer it too, financial advisors or insurance agents or whoever wanted to offer that product to their clients. And then that's when I realized how much education is really still needed in the identity theft protection world, the scammer world, the cyber criminal world. And so I wanted to figure a way to, how am I going to start helping people with this? And so I wanted to do some videos. I was looking on LinkedIn, this is about 2 years ago, and I would look and watch some of the people that were doing videos. It was really kind of early back then for video. But I finally decided I was going to take the leap and put some videos together to try to help people understand some of the risks that are out there. So I did some videos, and I didn't get any love, anything, no support, but I figured I have to just forge forward. And then I did a video on synthetic identity, which is taking children's social security number with a fake name and making, in essence, a fake identity, a synthetic identity. And then a criminal can use that for years and years and years, build upon that credit, and then just dump it one day. And then the poor kid doesn't find out till maybe when they're applying for a college loan or something. And that's when the mess gets unraveled. So I did a video with my daughter's American Girl dolls. And so people were messaging me privately saying, oh, I finally understand what synthetic identity. I'd never heard of it before. So that was good. I was like, okay, well, people are actually watching it a little bit. And then it just kind of started to build from there. So I always say to everybody, if you're thinking of doing video, just jump in and do it. Go for it.
Well, I completely agree. The struggle is real. I fought for 2 years to get LinkedIn Live. I have so much knowledge that I wanted to share with everyone, but sometimes you kind of wonder what's going on, but then you start to see other platforms and the likes go up. So what you're doing is changing lives, and your journey has definitely been changing lives. And if you can save, a child's, most children doesn't even look at their social security number until 18 years old, maybe 17 if they're looking to get a car, and then boom, they're hit with this. What's some of the numbers out there of fraud cases that are taking effect now? How many cases are out there?
Well, unfortunately, identity theft is the fastest growing crime in the United States, and synthetic identity theft is the fastest segment of that. So they're saying in anticipation that 1 out of every 4 children by the time they're 18 will be a victim of identity theft. That's really scary. And problem is because most parents aren't even thinking that nothing legally should be going on with that child's social security number, so they don't pay attention to it. That's a big problem.
So are you able to fix this? What's the journey to fix this if you don't have a service like yours to protect yourself?
Well, it depends on the severity. It depends on what that person was doing with the social security number, what kind of credit they racked up, or what they dumped, what kind of debt they racked up, that kind of thing. That's kind of an individual basis. It depends on how long it's been going on and when you catch it.
I hear you. Well, nowadays, everybody knows that your credit is your lifeline. I mean, to get a loan at a certain interest rate could be a make or break, you know, so your credit, you have to protect it. Tell everyone a little bit of your backstory. How did you get to where you are today?
So this is an interesting, so I had an insurance agency. I still have an insurance agency, and I wanted to offer that identity theft product. So I started doing some investigating and all this, and I really developed a great passion for learning more about identity theft and cyber scammers and data protection, and realizing that people don't know this information. And a lot of the small and medium businesses that are out there right now, they are not doing anything to protect their data. And the biggest problem, this is the saddest part, the biggest problem are the people, all of us that work in these businesses, that are answering the phone, that are responding to emails. It's a lot easier for a scammer or a cyber criminal to trick an employee than it is to hack into their computer system. So that's most of the problems are created by 85 to almost 90% of people, human error. So that's a scary statistic. So I think it's more of a passion. Like this year, my goal is to help 25,000 people better protect themselves from scammers, cyber criminals, and identity thieves. And I do that through a lot of my videos that I post, as well as a lot of people private message me and ask me very specific questions, and a lot of very personal stuff that they feel, you know, it's terrible that's going on. And I try to help them. And if I can't help them, I try to find an avenue to send them down.
And if anybody wants to reach out to Dana, I posted her LinkedIn in the chat. You know, that's a good way to start. Just reach out to her there. She'll get back to you and answer any questions that you might have. You know, again, Maness Veteran Medical is trying to help everyone grow. And I'm doing this to inspire, again, small businesses out there. You know, you may not be in this industry, but Dana has a story. You know, she started somewhere, she saw a vision, and she went after it and attacked it. And that's what it's all about, no matter what you're doing out here. And Dana also knows about the federal contracting dollars that are out there. There's millions and millions of dollars out there for small business set-asides, woman-owned, minority-owned, veteran-owned. You got to go out there and grab them, don't you, Dana?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to do some investigating and help. A lot of people just don't even know they exist or how to go about, you know, getting a shot at getting a contract. So you could help them with probably that much more than I could. But
oh yeah, that's what we're here for. So, you know, Dana, go ahead and tell a little bit about the products that you do have available to folks out there that might want to jump on board and protect themselves from identity thieves out there. Sure,
yeah. So if you visit identron.com, that can show you that we have quite a variety of plans that people can select to protect themselves and their children. So that's a good source. Another thing that's happening now is, and one thing I want to mention to everybody is, during this whole COVID crisis, a lot of us have had a lot of changes to either our employment or our job structure or whatever. And so pivot is a good term that we need to put some kind of positive spin on. That, you know, we have to look at what's happened, what's changed, and we've all had to pivot to something else. So one positive thing for me was, before COVID, people would ask me to travel around and speak around the country. And I don't have time to do that. I would love to, but it doesn't work with my family schedule. So when COVID hit, and now we're all living in a Zoom world, there's a lot of new opportunities for everybody in a lot of different fields. For me personally, I've been doing a lot of webinars with large companies, small companies. I do interview styles with financial advisors or insurance agents, and then they post those videos to their clients for educational purposes. So if anybody sits back and looks at their business, and is there anything that they probably have such a wealth of knowledge about that they could share with people and break it down into, you know, terms that people will understand on a non-technical level, there's definitely going to be something that you probably would have an opportunity to pivot to.
Outstanding. Well, so with that though, let's continue. I do want to talk about some of the plans that you have there. You know, that way we can let everybody know, you know, how to jump in and come on your team. You know what I mean?
Yes. Okay. So in addition to the identity theft protection plans, I also offer educational services for small and medium-sized businesses that need to get themselves a little bit more organized when it comes to data protection. And a lot of this gets very intimidated over people's heads. And what we need to realize is all we're really trying to do is implement some best practices. So what are we doing with our data? Who has access to it? What are we doing with the password policy? And having some of these things written down and put into practice. I mean, when we were kids, we always had fire drills, so everybody knew how to get out of the school, and we don't really have any cyber drills, which we probably should be doing, to know if something did happen, or even something suspicious, maybe somebody found was going on in the computer system. Would everybody else know what to do? Would everybody else know what not to go saying, posting online? Would there be a young guy in the back room on Twitter telling his 4,000 followers, guess what? I think we're getting hacked at work today. So that's really what I'm doing now, is working with small and medium-sized businesses. And I'm also putting together a course that will be a self-study that they can use to implement some of the best practices at a self-guided pace.
And I know that people need that. You know, I'm still a small business, but 99% of the small businesses that I work with handle everything themselves from A to Z. They use 1Password for 55 things. And, you know, what ends up happening is something gets corrupted and then they got a major problem, even just getting into their emails, or their emails getting messed up. So I know exactly what you're talking about, and I want to help protect the small businesses that we work with. This is a serious thing. Somebody gets all your data that you bust your butt for 5 years building up your business, and your data gets gone, then how are you going to track down all your customers? And it's just a lot of things that can happen. And these are some things that I wanted to hit today with you. So I really appreciate you taking your time and going over that with me. You know, is there any other major points you'd like to hit today on the stream?
Well, so the name of our program is Can You Answer, CYA. And it says it's named Can You Answer because if you do have a data breach and you are a small business or a medium business or any size business, the FBI is eventually going to be knocking on your door, and they're going to be asking you questions. And they're going to ask you, can you answer a few questions on what you were doing to protect the data before the breach? And we can't rewind time at that point and say, well, we were doing this, we were doing that. And if you're proactive right now and you put some processes in place and people are actually following them, and you can show them, here's our written policies, people know that they've signed off, that they've done the training, that conversation with the FBI is going to be very, very different than somebody that says, well, we thought it was protected, we didn't really think there was a risk. That's not going to fly. So people are starting to realize these are just good business practices, but it's also a thing that's going to help protect yourself against the fines and the fees that are going to be associated if you do have a data breach, because that's what puts most of the businesses out. 60% of businesses that have a data breach are out of business in 6 months because of the expense of the fines and the fees and the penalties. So.
And the cost upfront is so minute compared to the cost at the end. I mean, like you said, it puts people under, you know, for the most part. Sometimes you hear these big guys, they had a data breach and then they're going to pay you $25 to get this type of security scan or whatever, but they can afford it. But everybody else out there just gets completely obliterated when this happens, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. And ransomware, that's a big thing. So if you're not backing up your data and you come into work one day and there's a message on your computer that says you need to call this number and wire us $50,000 by noon, or it's going to go up $10,000 every hour after that, that's not a good situation you want to be in. So one thing I definitely tell people is they need to be backing up their data somehow, some way, so that they can't be put in that situation, because you're pretty much out of business. And then even if you do pay the ransom, you're hoping that they're going to unlock it, and you're hoping that they haven't installed something else so that they could do it again in 6 weeks. So the more you can get your arms around everything that's going on in your organization, the much better situation you're going to be in.
Well, I definitely appreciate you taking a few minutes here with us today, and I'm definitely going to promote this out far and wide and help you grow. If you would, ask your people to follow Johnathan Maness at YouTube and help me grow, because our messages is on the same path, and we are both aligned and just trying to help people and help people grow, and that's the only way to make it in this world. I tell everybody, all the businesses that I work with, you got to have somebody to help you or you're not going to make it. It's just plain and simple. So I appreciate your time today. And any other thoughts? Or are you good for now?
No, I'm good for now. Thank you very much for having me. And it was very nice to talk to you.
I really appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So that was excellent right there. You know, just, you got to spread the word. You have to get you have to get knowledge and learn how to protect yourself out there, and understand that, these cyber threats are real, and it costs a lot of money. And some of the small businesses I work with every single day run into these types of threats and problems. And I wanted to have this live stream as soon as possible, because you got to protect yourself and you've got to grow smartly. And that's what things like this does. It allows you to grow in the right direction. So lots of thanks to Dana. She was outstanding for taking her time to sit here and spread the word on Maness Better Medical live stream here. So again, everyone that's watching, please go to YouTube and subscribe to Johnathan Maness. Definitely growing. We're well over 1,000 subscribers now in a few months, and just getting lots of views and just growing. And I want to get up to 5,000 the rest of this quarter, and see where it might take us, because I know one thing: we've helped almost 100 small businesses now. We've landed 2 federal contracts in the first quarter, totaling about 180 grand, which is really good to be coming right out of the gate, and 2 of the people already won contracts. So, not to mention what I do myself for Maness Better Medical. I'm very good at what I do, but I'm just talking about the core group that I wanted to start helping January the 1st. There's people that I've been helping for years that I'm not even including in that, but I started a challenge on January the 1st for all small businesses. Anybody wanting to learn about federal contracting, to go ahead and call me, reach out to me, and I would make sure they're registered right, or teach them and get them on the right track where they can start making these federal dollars. I am talking billions of dollars out there for small businesses, set-asides, woman-owned, minority-owned, veteran-owned, service-disabled veteran. There's just so much money out there that we've got to go up and grab. If you don't reach the small business set aside, it goes to big business, and then they distribute it out. But there's just so much money that we've got to grab as small business. If you're not if you wanted to start a small business and you haven't yet, get off that fence and go on and start it. I think the total investment's maybe anywhere from $300 to $800 to start your own business. And I've just got so many different things I can teach you about my journey and get you in touch with the right people so you can be successful. So this is for everyone out there watching. Do not hesitate. Do not delay anymore. Go ahead and jump on it and start that business. So let's talk a little bit about tomorrow. Tomorrow, I am having a partner talk with Helsirion, which is outstanding. This is the wireless ultrasound units that you might have saw before. They are so powerful, so game-changing. Like I said, we're working with the Army. You can use these out in the field and see them in the Army helmets. Use ultrasound and see it through your helmet. We are changing the world every single day at Maness Better Medical. The small guy is changing the world. I know this because the big guys call me every week and they're like, "What are you doing?" And I'm not telling them what I'm doing. They can catch on and figure it out if they want to figure it out. But it's a lot of hard work. We put in at least 20 hours a day, just straight grinding. If I'm working on my company or helping other people grow, we definitely are going full scale all week, Monday through Fridays. I do rest a little bit on Saturdays and Sundays, but still working on the weekends as well. But thank you everybody for your time. It's going to be short stream today. Go to, again, YouTube, Johnathan Maness. Subscribe, follow me here on LinkedIn. I'm definitely about helping everyone make that money. So y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you.